All right, so we're doing our LED light. Let's talk about kind of what that looks like, right? So you probably have something that you want to bring into the sketch, right? I want to bring in this Denver Broncos image, right? So I'm going to save that image. Once you're in a sketch, come here to insert image, import. Gotta look where that is. That's going to be in my downloads. And I'm going, now I have that. Now I can draw that out. Oh, I got to select my image. Then from there, I can draw my image out. I can kind of resize my image, what it needs to be. I know I want it to be 6.5 inches, right, at the base. So let's put a line here, and we're going to just put a line from here to here. And I'm going to dimension that line to 6.5 IN, or inches. All right, so here's going to be kind of the size that I'm working with. So if I know this is going to be roughly 6.5 inches, I can then make my drawing maybe a little bit larger. We'll call that good, because I can always change what my drawing is going to be. Plus, I might want this cutout to look a little different. So I'm going to start by tracing my drawing. Okay, so I'll start right here in the corner, right, because this seems like a logical spot to start. And I'm going to just trace with my straight lines here. To start to trace. Oops. Kind of tilted that a little on accident. Right here. Use the straight line wherever you can, wherever possible. I'm going to bring it out to about right here where it starts to then curve. And I'll actually end it right there. So I have that here. Just clicking the front, moving that. And now I'm going to, I'll probably use this spline tool along here and start making a lot of smaller little lines along the way. And as I kind of curve this line, it will help to follow where this D will kind of be traced out. So to move it like that, I'm just clicking on the roller ball and I'm holding it down to kind of move my shape around. So we're gonna keep going. Now this is the line that laser is going to cut. Just about done here with the outline of the D. All right, and right here you can actually see, I'm going to double click there to end because it's telling me that I'm in line with that top line here. But I kind of went off here, so I'm going to go from this line or from this dot and come over here, end it, and now that kind of grade in. So now I have my outline. Now I would properly go in, right, dimension probably, well, let's do this first. We're going to take that and I want to offset this, right? So I want to switch this and I want to offset this line here, my cut line. So then I'm going to have to kind of go in and it's not going to want to let me do that. So I might have to just go in and trace this here. So just use this as my single lines. So let's just, we'll go here with the offset again. And I'm gonna, this might not work for you if you have a lot of curves. You might have to make 2 lines, which I know is kind of a bummer. But it's just gonna offset these. And then again, you can go in and kind of just make this spline again going along here. But for the sake of this video and kind of expediting it, I'm going to show you another way you can make a curve. And that is going to be by erasing that one. We can get rid of that. And I'm going to use this tool here. Let's see if a 3-point arc will work. So I can select 1, 2, and then drag this out here, kind of. Call that my 3. Now it doesn't really follow that very well. So I wouldn't actually, if this was my final project, I wouldn't do this. I'd take the extra time, and you can actually go in, if you use that spline tool, then you could measure like these points from here to here, right? And then I know this is set to 5 millimeters. So if I tried to move that out here to 5, you could do it that way. But I'm not gonna, for the sake of this, you could do it like that. Again, I'd want to dimension this line to let that set up. So I'm not gonna do that for the sake of this video. Because you guys don't want to sit here for 20 minutes while I get this line perfect. So I would go out, and now I have my outside cut. Think of how I'm going to finish this off, right? So if I'm going to come down to here, and this is going to be my 6.5 inch line, I actually might change how I'm going to do this line here. And I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm actually going to have the top of this cut out like that, and I'll come down to this 6.5 inch line. Sorry, I don't like how this isn't perfect. So I know we need 3/4 of an inch at the base of this. So I'm going to add that, and then I'll draw this line in to be parallel. And I'm probably going to have to come out a little bit more to there. So let's dimension this out a little bit here to 0.75 inches. So that's going to be the bottom, which will be great. And then we can dimension, we're just going to kind of lock this to right here, which will give this line black. It's giving it where to be in space. And then if I lock this one to 6.5 inches, it'll move this way. Now I can bring this line here straight up. And I'm gonna want this to end probably like right here. I want this sketch to be a little bit smaller. So I should have probably worked on my outline first. All right, because I don't love that. I might be able to go in here to transform, and I might be able to select this line along with this line here and see if this will work. I might be able to grab this here and just shrink this down just ever so much. And I might move it just over a little bit, and accept that, and then we're going to jump back into this sketch. So it's giving myself just a little bit of wiggle room here. And again, I'm not going to sit here and try and make this super perfect. We can try to then finish this arc like that. I like that better. So now I would then, of course, you know, go in here and with that spline tool, sketch out my Bronco, following and tracing all of these lines. Here, adding some in. Again, just going to do a quick rough, super rough sketch here. Oop. And I messed that one up. Anyway, so hopefully you get the drift of what I would really be doing here. Too much detail to do, right? Adding some of these lines in here, all of this kind of stuff. So when we be done with this, right, essentially what we're going to be able to do is accept this sketch, go in here, and we would extrude. We can select everything to start to extrude and call that OK. And this is essentially what your exterior cut is going to be, right? This is what the laser is going to be for your outside cut. Then we can go back in here and we should be able to go in and extrude a second, highlight this sketch, extrude, and we're going to add everything on. Oh, that's not working. All right, let's try a different way. So we got our sketch here, and we're going to accept that. Let's go here to extrude, and we're going to, we won't have it select these. All right, and we'll accept that. So this will be our exterior cut. And then in here, for this one, since it'd actually be a pretty easy one to do, I can go back in to this extrude here, and I can have it select these, and it's going to give me my offsetting everything. So I'll be able to have kind of this along with my Bronco here. So assuming this is a well done Bronco and everything is nice and neat, we're ready for to export this, all right, or to send it to me. So what we need to do is we're going to create a drawing. And the first thing we need to do on our drawing is we need to clear off everything on here, because anything on here, if you leave a dot or a dash, the laser cut is going to cut everything. So we need to make sure we go in, and I'm just highlighting everything. We're just clearing this off and giving us a nice clean slate. Now, I want to come in here and we want to insert. Now this is pretty important because we want to insert from a 1-to-1. In this export, it is 2 parts. To make things easier on us, I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to go into my extrude and see if I can. It's not going to let us merge it with all. That's okay. That's okay. Because we can do one of two things. So we can either insert here. Some of us, it might do best to insert as our part. Some of us, we might want to insert in our sketch. So when you have everything in here, you can go in, and if I insert my sketch, it should give me my sketch with everything that I've done. Now, I'm going to have to clean up some lines. So I'm going to go show hide and want to deselect some of these lines. So I don't want this line to show. All right, so this is the exact view I'm looking for. So I have my sketch here. So this interior line is going to be my engrave, and this exterior line is going to be my cut. So I'm going to go back in here and go right back to that and go show hide edges. And I'm going to select this line here, which is going to be my exterior line, right? This is going to be my cut. So I want to click on this, on my cut line, and accept that. Now this is just going to be the score, what I'm going to go through and score. So right now I can take that and I want to export that as Simon LED score. So that's going to export, and that will save to my file, right? Next, I want to go back. So here's that file. Now I want to go back into that, show hide edges, and now I want to do the exact opposite. So I should be able to highlight this, and it will flip everything that I just had. It should have. Yeah. Because right here, I just did my score, so now it's going to show my cut, right? So I can just accept that, and now here's going to be my cut. Again, I'm going to go export Simon LED cut. So now I'll have two files here. Here's my score, and then here's going to be my cut. And if I lay these on top of each other, right, in the program that you guys will send me, it's going to, I'm going to see just exactly that. All right, so I'm going to need two files from you. One is going to be a cut, which is going to be your outside cut, and then your other one will be that other file with the score. Now you're going to do that for both your LED acrylic sign, and then you're also going to go in here for your part studio, and you're going to design that front plate right here, right? And that front plate, right, is going to be 7 inches, right, by 3/4 of an inch, or 0.75. So I have this here to design. If I want to put in, if I want to draw that out and write Denver Broncos, or a name, whatever that is, that's something you're going to design as well. You can, whatever you'd like to fit into here, you can do that. Again, you're going to export this the same way into a drawing, right? But just over here, creating another drawing. And once you create that other drawing, the other components are going to show up, right? I can go here in my sketches once I finish it, right, into the Part Studios, and I never accepted this as a sketch here. So once I accept this as a sketch and everything, in my drawing here, it should show up now as a Part Studio 2 in my sketch. Again, if I'm going to have to bring it into 1:1 to keep the sizing all correct, and before I do this, I'm going to have to go in and highlight everything and erase it, because if I export this with all that stuff there, all of this stuff is going to show up on the laser cut, and we don't want that. We're just looking for this box. All right, I hope that helped you out, and let me know if you have any questions.